Wildway Farm to cook with this beautiful quail and the farm up there. And we're going to get some ingredients together from the local people, from the local farmers, and see what we can create. We're super focused on what's in North Carolina. It's the most amazing state that a lot of people don't understand that they can't. They don't see these products. Only way to see these products is when you go to the farmers market. When you meet the people, they're actually farming.
I know we're going to walk around the farm a little bit today. Obviously, you guys are doing quail. What else do you guys have going on the farm?
We also do, we have tri-purpose chickens. We're breeding for meat, eggs, and feathers as well with our chickens. And then we do Idaho pasture pigs, and we raise those on pasture and woodland. We try and use all of our property here, and being in the mountains in North Carolina, we have a lot of woods. So during the hot summer months, like right now, they're all up in the woods, and then kind of beginning and end of the season, we pasture them.
Yeah. Hey everybody, welcome to Stoveside Chats. My name is Chad Blackwelder with the North Carolina Department of Agriculture. We're here at the Wild Way Farm today in Leicester, North Carolina. Joining me is Chef William Dissen of Haymaker in Charlotte, the Marketplace in Asheville, and Billy D's Fried Chicken at the Asheboro Zoo. And to my right, Chef Saif Rahman of Vidrio in downtown Raleigh. Chef Saif is the 2021 North Carolina Restaurant and Lodging Association Chef of the Year and a 2021 Be NC Culinary Ambassador. Chefs, I'm going to turn it over to you guys. The kitchen is all yours. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So we're going to saute the Carolina Gold rice with some onion and some garlic. And we're just going to toast the rice a little bit and add some aromatics.
You know what I love about this rice too, the Tidewater rice from Oriental, North Carolina. My friend Tommy over there has brought Carolina Gold rice back to North Carolina after I think like 180 years.
Oh man. And they're doing some amazing work with it.
They are. So it's really taking that low country kind of floodplain area and bringing back that traditional culture.
Yeah,
really...
and it's just super fragrant too, and it's just amazing to cook rice, especially from a background of families coming from the rice country.
Right.
And seeing that, hey, look, I have rice growing in right here in North Carolina, and it's amazing. It's super fragrant, and it's just amazing. So at this point of cooking this rice, I'm gonna add this thing, Chef. It's called methi. Methi is fenugreek seed leaves.
Yeah, my mother-in-law grows the fresh methi at her house.
Yeah,
it's so good. Let me smell.
Oh my gosh, it's absolutely amazing how tiny little of this leaves adds such a beautiful flavor, and it's absolutely amazing. So at this point right now, the rice has been toasting really well, and we're gonna add some water to it. Oh yeah.
It's good, that sizzle, nice and hot.
Sizzle.
There you go.
And then you're gonna let it come up to a boil. In this case, you can add water as you go. So I normally, if I cook a cup of rice, I put half a cup of water and I just keep adding to it gradually, kind of like risotto.
As your rice is getting happy over there, it looks like your grill is nice and hot. Really going to start the foundation for my quail dish. I ball about a cup of mayonnaise, the best mayonnaise. That looks good. I've got a little bit of apple cider vinegar here. And some celery seed. I love celery. I feel like celery is like the most underrated ingredient. Some people really hate it. For me though, it's one of my favorite things in the world.
Yeah.
We've got this really great honey, sourwood honey from Bee Charmer out of Asheville. So we're just gonna give that a little drizzle in there.
Oh man, that looks amazing.
A little salt, a little ground black pepper.
So what is the salt ratio that would you suggest?
Salt for the slaw. So what I like to do is just make my base.
Sure.
And then I'll season as I go, kind of taste. This is a little bit of Spicewalla Kashmiri chili powder, which is really delicious for a little bit of heat. Super simple, right? Just whisk it all together, right? You know, it's when you're cooking at home for your family on the weekends. I know, even as a professional chef, I love to spend time in the kitchen, but when my kids are running around crazy, it's like I want one pot, one pan cooking to make it easy.
I mean, at the same time, when you're using great ingredients, you don't need to do too much to it.
We want about 2 cups.
Now, traditionally, would you use red cabbage or green cabbage? Is there a preference?
I personally love both. I like the red cabbage also for the color, just to add a little extra color on the plate. But I think in traditional Southern slaw is more of a green cabbage, So same here, we've got this heart in the center. So kind of take your knife at an angle, cutting that heart out of the cabbage. And then I'm just making a couple incisions down to get more of kind of a julienne style size on the cabbage. So what I'm doing is just very quickly going straight down, kind of a forward straight down motion to get a real fine slice on this cabbage. So we're going to toss this in the bowl here. Again, kind of one, for me at home especially, one pan cooking, one pot cooking, just makes the cleanup and life a lot easier. Some carrots for the slaw too. Again, flavor and color. The carrots are going to add a little bit of sweetness, but also a nice little pop of color in the slaw. Just adding our carrots in there. And again, this is something you can make way in advance. How's your rice coming along?
Oh man, this starting to smell good.
Chef's right, we're in search of flavor.
Exactly, absolutely.
And I think that's the really beautiful thing about, like we were talking about before, being here in North Carolina. There's so many amazing farms.
Oh my God.
To be in search of the best ingredients, right?
Absolutely.
We have it all at our fingertips. All right, so I'm getting my hot honey ready. So I've got a little bit of sourwood honey, just a pinch of salt, and then we have this Kashmiri Kashmiri chili powder. And so we're gonna add just a little bit of that in there for some heat. And you could use really any type of chili powder you like.
Because traditionally Kashmiri chilies it adds a beautiful flavor and just a little bit of heat, but it makes it super floral, right? Oh my gosh, look at that.
All right, so while Saif is working on his rice, getting his fire nice and hot for the quail, we're gonna make the traditional dredge for the buttermilk fried quail. So I've got some all-purpose flour. Put that in here. I have a little bit of kosher salt right here. I have, hey there, are you wanting to get fried up too? We can put you right in the dredge.
That's hilarious.
You know I have a fried chicken restaurant, just saying. I hope you got that. All right, I got a little bit of cayenne pepper here. We've got a little bit of paprika. I have some garlic powder. A little bit of dried thyme. This is some dried milk powder. And then a little bit of ground black pepper. Then we want to take a whisk, and we're just gonna whisk this all together to make it make everything homogeneous inside here. I've got a couple cups of buttermilk right here. Look at that, nice and thick, beautiful.
Looks amazing.
And then I've got some eggs here from my friends over at Farside Farm here in town. So in the dredge here, we got some whole milk buttermilk. We've got some fresh eggs, a little bit of salt. You guys season everything as you go. A little bit of black pepper, and a little more of this Kashmiri chili powder. You could also add a little hot sauce in there too if you like. But it's something that we always do with our recipes is you want to build flavor as you're cooking, right? A lot of people season right at the end.
Yeah.
And that's great and it tastes delicious, but if you can build flavor as you're cooking, you're going to have a really deeper flavor. And I think people are going to notice a lot more explosive flavor in what you're cooking. Let me get a smell of that. It looks amazing.
Yeah, the rice is
Look at
done.
that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
And then what we're gonna do is just simply cover that and let this baby hang out.
We want to get our blended canola oil here up to about 350 degrees. So we're going to let that get hot for just a moment.
Sure.
Then we're going to start frying some quail.
Copy that, sir. In the meantime,
Yeah, we'll get your salad together.
I can whip up this salad that I'm gonna do for the quail, and the tomatoes, and some green onion. You guys
Beautiful.
are probably laughing at us. We're using tweezers, right? I'm faster with my tweezers than my own fingers. It's hard to believe. So we add some onion, some green onions, okra itself, garlic, chili, and cilantro. I love cilantro. And then we're gonna add some salt. One more thing that I forgot to add to this is the cucumbers that we found yesterday. So and at this moment, you just mix everything up together. And then one of the secret things that I add to this, traditionally in our salads, we add this thing called chaat masala, and it's a mix of spice blend, and it just adds beautiful flavor to salads. And we're just gonna let this baby hang out. Now, quickly, I'm gonna make. Should I make the? I should make the marinade now, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
I have really nice yogurt here, and then I'm gonna add. I made some garam masala, which is garam masala it means warm spices, so it's nothing. It's not gonna give you hot heat, but it's gonna add this beautiful flavor to what I'm making. So also I'm gonna add some methi, which is fenugreek seed leaves, and some really nice mustard oil.
Which has got a little heat to it, right?
Yeah,
Nice.
I love mustard oil. And then here's another side that I have a twist on mine, and I add some achiote paste.
Give it a nice red color, right?
Yeah. And then we're just gonna marinate this baby. Oh, I'm gonna put some lime juice in it too, because everything tastes better with lime.
Citrus. You gotta have that acid, right?
Yeah. I grew up, classic French trained, and I always focused on French techniques, French flavors, and French everything, because I love what Paul Bocuse does, Guy Savoy, Thomas Kellers, and the guys before me, Albert Roux, Michel Roux, and I always followed them. And what happened is that I grew up seeing my mom, my grandma, everyone cooking. Everything was super fresh and super spicy and flavorful, bold, strong flavor versus butter and lemon. So I wanted to kind of get back to that roots and showcase where I come from and what we have in North Carolina, pretty much. So now we're gonna take this. We're gonna put our gloves on. It's time for that moment right now, and then we're gonna marinate this bad boy. So these guys will cook fast.
We want to get our temperature just close to 350 degrees. Because as soon as you add something, just like a grill or a pan, as soon as you add something into the oil, it's actually going to cool it down.
Right.
So you want to cook a little bit higher temperature than what exactly you want. All right, so we got these beautiful Wild Way Farm quail, which is nice, semi-boneless. They've taken the rib cage out for us, which is amazing. So what I like to do is you want to lay these down flat in the dredge. Right, and we're going to turn it over, make sure this flour gets on every single part of it. Shake it off. And then you want to kind of give it a little pat. Get the excess flour off. Then we're going to lay this right into our buttermilk mixture here. All right, so using one hand, I'm just going to turn these over. Get them nice. Then I'm just going to pour just a touch of this mixture into this pan. And you might think, well, why am I doing that? Well, when I grew up, there was a certain fried chicken restaurant that had extra tasty, crispy fried chicken. I always loved those nooks and crannies.
Yes.
So in order to get the nooks and crannies, you want to add a little bit of this buttermilk mixture back into your first dredge. And now it's starting to look a little bit like, kind of like wet sand, right?
Great.
So, perfect. So then I'm going to take my other hand here, lift this up, drop it in, and then I'm going to gently coat this in this seasoned flour. And what I like to do is to make sure that when I'm doing this, push it on.
So
right?
what does the tapping do? What does the pushing do?
So it makes it adhere better, but then look at all those little, like that looks kind of gnarly, right? You got all these little nooks and crannies, but as you fry it, that's where you get all those beautiful nooks and crannies that when I put the hot honey on, that it'll adhere to.
Oh, man.
Which is great. This is top secret information right here,
Super
man.
secret,
You guys are
This is a super secret Billy D things happening.
bringing
right
you
here.
guys into the into the inside the mothership here. So,
Gave the $1 million secret away.
all right. So those are good to go. I'm going to change my gloves real quick. When you're frying something or you're searing something, you want to gently drop it away from you, right? So I'm going to kind of gently drop it in, let it start sizzling, drop it away. All right, so just give it a little flip. I think it's about done. The nice thing about quail, especially when it's been boned out, is that it cooks really fast. Really, by the time it starts to get golden brown and delicious and starts to float on the surface, you're pretty much done. All right. So I'm going to drain off some of that fat right there. It's always good to have a resting rack. That's what these racks are for. They're not just for baking. They're also for frying meats and letting other meats rest. There you have it. Little Billy D's fried Wild Way Farm quail, little celery seed slaw,
Oh my
some
God.
hot honey. It's like a solid lunch, right?
My turn. This is tandoori spice quail.
Beautiful.
And that's it. That's all it is.
Love it.
Yeah,
Nice job, chef.
absolutely.
Delicious.
Thank you, sir.